I just had a weird oral fixation moment.
What does that mean?
Well, not really oral fixation. I got confused. So I picked up my LaCroix from the ground, held it in my hand, and I went to take a sip of it. But in my brain, the microphone was my LaCroix, and I just put my mouth up to the microphone. I believe it was recorded.
It was. That's on camera for sure. Good. You tried to take a sip of your microphone. Is what you're telling us.
Yeah.
That's a way to start a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
With you attempting to drink a piece of electronic equipment.
You know, there's some...
You on acid?
No, there's some hipster bar that has like microphones as drink cups, right?
There is?
There has to be. Some douchebag podcaster bar. Maybe we should make a podcaster bar, but you don't drink.
I don't know if we might have to be the douchebags that break that barrier and create the douchiest bar in history, the podcaster bar.
What's a good name?
I don't even know. I mean, Podman gets drunk.
How about rate and review?
Haha, I like that. That's good. That makes me want to kill myself.
You want to see something cool?
Yeah.
This is a new table.
Okay.
It's a different table. Check this out.
It has a cup holder?
It's got a fucking cup holder.
Where did this come from, dude? How come I don't have a cup holder?
Because yours sucks.
Nope, this is bullshit, man. I've been looking for a replacement table for a minute. Where did this come from?
I bought it for my studio, but it's too big. It doesn't work for my show.
Wow.
Because the lip in front doesn't hold my MacBook Air up. My MacBook Air, the way it's angled, just slides right off.
Because you're sitting in a children's race car bed on the ground, to be clear. That's why it slides off, because you have to put it at such an angle that it slides off.
Yep.
So rather than create some kind of buffer that keeps it from sliding off like a normal person, you've abandoned it to this studio where you now have a cup holder and your soundboard.
Yes.
All right. Well, use it and hit the intro music for me. One time. Welcome back to the Ross Bolen podcast. I am your Ross Bolen, here as always with your Jared Borislow. J-Bone.
Can I be the podcast?
I don't know. Maybe next year.
The Ross Bolen podcast starring Ross Bolen and podcast.
You want to be podcast?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
You are what you eat.
And listen to, apparently. Jared, a lot of people are re-entering the dating scene after pandemic breakups, and pandemic destroyed a lot of relationships. I don't know if you know that. Congratulations to yours for making it through.
Thank you.
For the most part. Apparently we're not done yet. Anyway, dating can be tough. That's the point. And so since you and I were such professionals at dating that we convinced women to marry us, two in my case, not bad, who better than to give advice to the masses on what questions to ask on a first date? Because in 2022, you want to get as much information as quickly as possible, not just for the sake of building long-term relationship, but for your safety. You never know which one of these yahoos out there is a secret psychopath just waiting to ruin your life and turn you into a lampshade in their creepy apartment. So today, we're going to lay out some of the best questions to ask on a first date. Theoretically, these will save you a lot of time and suffering.
Yeah, and it's a big thing now because questions are important to ask on a first date because you can no longer rely on purchasing data because of all the things Apple is doing on the iPhone.
Well, also just social media is completely unreliable for a real representation of anything or anyone.
Except for that new one, where you only get 5 minutes a day to post that photo.
Yeah, what's that shit called again?
I don't remember.
Damn, that
Be
bad
Real?
branding.
I think it's called Be Real.
See, that's just lame as hell. I don't want to say that out loud. You know?
Yeah.
Make it tight. Name it,
You're
69.
Yeah. You're a bigger fan of social media that tells the truth, right? So that's why you like Truth Social.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Truth Social. Jared, good joke. I've got our first question that you should ask on a first date though. What are your favorite movies? Favorite TV shows? Because seriously, preferred viewing tells you a lot about a person. If it's a dude, like there are obvious combinations you want to avoid, right? Like Joker and Entourage is a bad set of answers to deal with. That's not good. That's a red flag. I'm not saying it destroys the odds of a relationship. It's just that's something to be aware of To be sure.
What does this say about you if your favorite movie is The Joker and your favorite TV show is Entourage?
That's a lot of motherfuckers. That's what I'm saying, though, bro. They're out there. You got to be careful.
So which characters do you relate to? None of the answers are good.
No, and likewise, if it's a chick, you want to avoid combinations like Sex in the City 2 and Sex in the City. That's too much Carrie and what are their names?
Miranda, Carrie, Mr. Big Cock. Is he? No, Mr. Big.
Rest in peace.
Just Mr. Big.
Heard that guy died.
Yeah, he did die.
Spoiler alert. Who the fuck cares?
Wait, Mr. Big Cock or Mr. Big?
Both.
Oh, shit. You're right.
Yeah, man.
Miranda, Carrie, Beth.
Miranda. You have to say it like that. Come on.
Miranda. What are the other ones? Jennifer? No.
I don't know. And I'm kidding, of course. Some of my favorite people in the world have absolute shit taste in movies and TV shows like Jared.
Okay.
Okay, it's like a good documentary.
What if we're on a date and you ask me what my favorite movies are and I say I don't like movies, I prefer a nice documentary?
I'm a little freaked out. But also respect that you like knowledge and soaking up knowledge.
Knowledge is power.
I'm freaked out because I watch a lot of non-doc related content. So,
Yeah, and sometimes you'll just leave the room and I'll come in. There's nobody in the room, but there's the oil well explosion scene from what's that movie called?
There was already going to be a lot of
There Will
docking
Be
in our
Blood.
relationship, Jared.
We
We were going to be docking.
playing movies and not even be in the room at full blast.
I've abandoned my boy. I've abandoned my child. All right. Anyway, next question. How do you feel about animals? Yeah, I mean, you want to weed out the sociopathic potential serial killers early on. All right?
What kind of terrible serial killer would say to your face, "Oh, I fucking hate him. I kill them"?
I like that I said cereal wrong and it made your brain say it wrong. I got you. I'm a virus. Anyway, but yeah, you ask about animals. It's a good way to weed out the potential serial killers.
That does not weed anybody out. No serial killer would admit to you at a restaurant, "Yeah, I like to slit their throats." Like,
No, I'm not saying they'd admit that shit. They just have a whack answer. It'd be like, I don't know, it'd be like, fucking love animals. And you'd be like, you just know they're lying, The energy would be off.
you're more perceptive than I give you credit for, I guess. What?
Perhaps I am.
Okay, you need to start thinking not about what kind of questions will like weed out the weirdness in a person, but like what would make you seem like somebody the other person would want to date.
No, fuck that.
If I want a first date,
that's the problem that people have, is they go in caring what other people think. Fuck that. You're just trying to weed out the psychos. This is date one. Fine, don't ask about animals, but then say, how do you feel about babies?
you can't ask that on a first date.
What about
That's not the
what
mood.
about when I say women's reproductive rights? What comes to mind?
That's actually topical.
It's a good conversation starter. Find out a lot about each other's baseline beliefs. They're not political beliefs. Those are just beliefs. They're just beliefs. Fucking just because everything gets labeled political doesn't make it so. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about the Paul brothers?
That is a good one. Because if they actually like the Paul brothers, they'd be like, "Oh shit, he likes the Paul brothers. Let's talk about the Paul brothers," and you would know.
I'm stoked on this Paul brothers connection. Yeah, but like really, any strong opinion one way or the other is probably bad.
I agree.
Like if they really fucking hate the Paul brothers, that's a red flag. Because they're spending too much time on social media, for one, and I'm one of these people.
Well,
I hate the Paul brothers because I'm overexposed to the Paul brothers. I don't particularly even know anything about the Paul brothers. I'm just sick of seeing the Paul brothers everywhere.
You cannot like Jake, but you have to like Logan because he's going to be the president of the United States in 2032.
Look, man, I take in a lot of media and I still confuse them. Which one is which? Which one's the older one?
Logan is the one who made the video of himself live reacting to somebody who committed suicide, and Jake is the one who fought Floyd Mayweather.
But they both fought people, and that made it even more confusing.
Yeah, the fact
and
that
the younger
Logan,
one looks older. That confuses it too.
Yeah.
It's a tough situation with the Paul brothers, all right? But yeah, a strong opinion either way is not good. The best possible answer to that question is Chris and Cliff? from the State Farm commercials.
That's a good one. That's I mean,
because then you know they're an NBA fan.
Yeah, or a State Farm fan.
I'm serious. That's a unique club of people. Hardcore NBA fan, also hardcore State Farm fans.
Imagine if you found out a girl, you went back to her place and there's just State Farm Day. We're like, oh, do you work there?
She's like, State Farm memorabilia?
No, I just collect.
Like a cardboard cutout of Cliff Paul in the corner and like a State Farm banner on the wall. You'd just be like, what the fuck?
You go into the bathroom and the bathroom has one of those attached closets and you look in and it's just khakis and a polo.
Just that uniform
Yeah,
over and over.
Jake from State Farm polo and khakis.
Yeah.
Jake from State Farm, by the way, the new Jake from State Farm is having a moment. He's like getting VIP access to like all these like sporting events, and people just go, he goes, say it, and they go, like a good neighbor, and he goes, State Farm is there. Like, it's phenomenal viral marketing.
He's committed to the bit. Okay.
It's really good.
They're paying to get his ass into that shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But
they're not like, we need to include on the VIP list for the Super Bowl is fucking Jake from State Farm.
I legit think Jake from State Farm could become like one of the most popular people in America. He's on that path.
That's not a good path to be on.
He's Jack, too.
Look at Jared from Subway. Look what happened to him when he got on the path.
I think that's a different...
I hope it is. I hope it is. Fucking rooting for it to be different. I am. Next question. Do you like NFTs? Or you could follow that up with, how many NFTs do you own?
I like the second one better because that implies that you own it some without saying it, which would open them up.
Comfortable?
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah. Or like you could ask, which cryptocurrency did you lose money on? It just tells you how much they know about the tech world, how deep into the metaverse they are. If they're too deep, this worldly relationship might not even be that important to them. And because they're going to be deep as, they're just elbow deep in the metaverse.
Best and worst
all kinds
responses,
of meta
though.
pussy up there, so they won't care about you.
What's the best and worst response to the question, how many NFTs do you own?
I mean, the best answer is zero. Or actually, the best answer is what? Because that means you're so disconnected from social media that you don't even know what an NFT is, and God bless you.
But what if they own a CryptoPunk or a Bored Ape? That means they're rich.
And stupid.
But rich.
And stupid, which is a plus in some cases.
Would not consider that stupid, because if you own one of those, you're very smart, because you only own that, it means you own the only one that actually has real value, pretty much.
People don't consider this, but like marrying a really smart person is a decision. Because that shit, you can't easily manipulate these people. They're smarter than us. It's a problem. They're always one step ahead of you for the rest of your life. Just something to consider.
I'm marrying a troll.
Think about when you're asking these questions, if they have dumbass answers, maybe that's what you're looking for, a good old-fashioned moron.
I'm marrying a troll who still, after almost 7 years, can trick me into thinking she's telling the truth when she is lying and fucking with me.
She's a Colin Robinson.
Yeah, it gets pretty bad sometimes. She'll like say something, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Obviously, that's not the case. And she's like, yeah, I know. And she has this look in her face, and I'm like, how the fuck are you still dating me after 7 years? I don't understand. She also does it to my friends all the time. Whenever if she meets one of my friends for the first time who like I've known, but she doesn't really know them, immediately she'll go into trolling them, and then she'll say something. And the worst is that I have to sit there, and sometimes I'll ruin it. Sometimes I'll be like, she's trolling you, and she gets pissed. She's like, why would you ruin that?
I have to deflate the awkwardness. I'm required to.
Yeah, so sometimes I have to. If I know that it's not going to last that long, but sometimes it's a really good one that I know she could keep up for a while.
Like, oh, I got to let this play out.
Let it play out.
Got to let this play out. All right, your next really the best question to ask would be, are you in therapy? And if they say no, you can follow that up with, are you willing to be in therapy?
There you go.
I've said it before, though, and I'll say it again. Every single living human should be in therapy. It should be a requirement to vote.
And you mean cryotherapy?
Yeah, exactly. Freeze your body for short spurts. What the hell's going on in there?
I don't know. I know you need to wear socks and gloves or else you're going to get Antonio Brown feet.
Do you remember the 3-year stretch where like every other social media influencer was required to put up at least one video a week of them entering a cryo chamber?
Yes. Didn't
and
you do it?
It was just like, what? No.
Somebody did it.
I know a lot of people did it on social media. We had to watch it over and over for like a 3-year stretch. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It seriously was like an oversaturation of cryo shit, though. At least in Austin.
Yes.
Austin had a big cryo fucking phase down here in Austin, Texas. And I guess maybe it's the heat, the combination of the heat and that concept that's appealing to people. But I just have no desire to freeze.
I agree. And
freeze.
I partially agree. Because while I don't really necessarily care about the benefits of cryotherapy, I am a massive Walt Disney fan. And I don't mean his movies, I mean his political views.
What were his political views again? Weren't they questionable, Jared?
Well, it depends who's questioning.
Is he frozen?
Yeah. Yeah. He's frozen.
Like he's really frozen?
Well, the movie Frozen.
Do they think shit's gonna get better? Like what I'm asking is, what are they waiting for? Why not unfreeze him now?
They're waiting for a cure.
Let's get this fucking show on the road.
They're waiting for a cure for death.
They think that's coming down the pipeline? We're gonna come up with that? With all this shit we failed to come up with, they think that's coming down the pipeline. That's just, and like, I just don't feel like it's gonna get, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's gonna get better. That's my positive outlook right now.
It can't get worse.
If
I gave you a 0.0000001% chance of, hey, Ross, you're going to be dead, so you're not going to give a fuck. We're going to freeze your body, and there's a very small chance of
Okay, good point. Hold on to me. For the love of God, do not unfreeze me right now.
Exactly.
If I'm in an AI situation and y'all are waiting and determining whether or not, this is the moment he tells us, let's fucking start the unfreezing process. Do not start the unfreezing process. I've changed my mind. I'm willing to roll the dice, like Jared said. Hold me in there. Like at least another 150 years.
Depending on your religious views, it might be nothing after you die. So why would you not give yourself the small chance of being brought back to life?
Bring me to life. Wake me up. Depending on your religious views. Yeah, no, there certainly might be nothing. But to your point, don't unfreeze me right now. Please. I'm serious. This isn't great. This time period is fucked. The internet has wreaked havoc on the world in a way that is just like you can't put the genie back in the bottle. That's why you got to ask about NFTs and therapy and these fucking first dates. Anyway, you knock all those questions out on a first date, you'll be better for your effort. Today's episode is brought to you by Talkspace. It's easy to forget to prioritize your own mental health between school or work, fitness and physical health, dating or marriage or parenting. There's always something that gives you an excuse to deprioritize yourself, when the truth is, if you're not mentally healthy, you can't perform to the fullest at work or at home or as a parent. We often forget that a big part of showing up for the people we care about is showing up for ourselves. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's the perfect time to find one thing you can do to prioritize your mental well-being and write yourself a permission slip to get out there and do it. A licensed Talkspace therapist can help you identify with that permission, or what that permission looks like, whether it's getting or setting stronger boundaries, letting something go, gaining the courage to try something different. Personally, I have been in therapy for over a decade and cannot more highly recommend it, but I understand it can be daunting. But getting started is way less daunting with Talkspace. They make connecting with a licensed therapist easy so you can stop setting aside your own mental well-being. Talkspace takes some of the pressure off that first step. It's a more flexible and convenient way to get high-quality care. Plus, there are several payment options to choose from. Once you match with your licensed therapist, you can message them anytime through the app or schedule a live session if you need to talk through something. Consider this your permission slip to put your mental health first. Match with your dedicated therapist today at Talkspace.com and use promo code RBP during sign-up to get $100 off your first month. That's $100 off at Talkspace.com, promo code RBP.
And now, Ross Bolen's Animal of the Week.
All right, you're the dog, Jared. Bork, bork. Right, Bruce? Yeah, you don't give a fuck. Our animal of the week is a dog. Let's fucking go. It's Tracker, the German Shepherd.
Spelled Trakr.
Don't love the spelling, I'm going to be honest with you.
Sounds
like the name, don't love the spelling.
I'm getting very bad tech company vibes from Tracker.
Like the name, bad tech vibes, also just like either really racist or potentially Nazi vibes in there.
Mhm.
I just like guy who's too into hunting vibes in there, which is also just, it's not. But other than those things, I like the name. So, don't love it. But he's a German Shepherd, and his story is amazing. Apparently, more than 300 search and rescue dogs aided their human counterparts in the coming months after September 11th, the attacks of September 11th, helping find and uncover survivors from the miles of rubble. One report found that the dogs were especially distraught at the lack of survivors they could find, as they saw it as an unsuccessful means to their job. One such canine team was Tracker and his police officer handler, James Symington. Their story is wild as hell. Symington was one of the founders of the canine unit for the Halifax Regional Police, where he served for 13 years. That's not in the United States.
Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Canada. So 13 years. His police dog was Tracker from the Czech Republic. He joined the Halifax Regional Police in 1995 at age 14 months. Tracker worked for the department for 6 years, finding over $1 million in contraband, as well as finding missing people and helping in arresting hundreds of criminals.
He was a narc.
Yeah, but he was prematurely retired from the force in 2001 in May as retribution against Symington, his person, for preventing senior officials in his department from enacting a policy to euthanize Tracker and all retiring canines.
Why would you do that? Just give them away. They're the best trained dogs in the world.
What the fuck is that about? Damn. So after Tracker's retirement, Symington actually took a leave from the force as well. So he was like, fuck y'all, I'm out. Then Symington and his dogs saw the search and rescue operations in New York City on television on September 11, 2001. They drove with their friend Corporal Joe Hall for 15 hours from Prospect Bay, Nova Scotia to Manhattan to help out, arriving in the early hours of September 12th. During the morning of September 12th, Tracker got a live hit, signs of life, under the rubble, signaled. Firefighters dug in the spot. They found Janelle Guzman, the last of the 20 survivors who had been inside the buildings when they collapsed under 30 feet of unstable debris.
30. You're telling me Tracker
30
smelled
fucking-
Janelle through 30 feet?
And signaled, and they've dug, and they found the last one of the 20. Guzman, an assistant with the Port Authority of New York, had climbed from the 64th floor of the South Tower of the World Trade Center and was on the 13th floor of the South Tower when it fell. Can you imagine being 13 floors up when a fucking building collapses? And she survived. She was trapped for over a day, 26 hours approximately, before her rescue. On September 14th, Tracker, our dog, actually collapsed from chemical and smoke inhalation, burns, and exhaustion and was treated with intravenous fluids. After he was released the next day, Symington, Hall, and Tracker returned home to Canada. Officials from the Halifax police actually saw Symington on television with Tracker. They suspended him with pay from the force for participating in rescue efforts in New York without permission and while on leave. It's kind of fucked up.
I don't like this police department.
Yeah, at all. What the fuck's wrong with these guys?
What's wrong with them?
How have we never called them out before? He was later given the opportunity to return to work, but he declined under the existing work conditions. Really not a great look for the Halifax Police Department. In 2005, Dr. Jane Goodall honored Symington and Tracker with an Extraordinary Service to Humanity Award for their efforts.
Sounds nice.
Isn't that the gorilla lady?
Yeah.
If you get an award, that's who you want to get it from, right? I think so. Their actions earned Tracker the title of one of the most famous dogs in history. He was recognized by Time magazine as one of the 10 most heroic animals of all time. But his fame didn't stop there. In 2009, he was chosen to be cloned by BioArts International, who had been cloning belated family pets privately for a pretty penny. He won this Best Friend Again contest, which is a creepy fucking name to start.
That is the creepiest, most dystopian Black Mirror shit I've ever heard.
That's the name of the episode of Black Mirror that we're going to have to write based on this shit. Because, like, that's straight up, that's the worst name. So, this is serious, though. This actually happened. Tracker's clone was reunited with his owner, Symington, and Symington had to write an essay about Tracker to get chosen for this cloning thing. All right?
To get his best friend again.
To get his best friend again. Right? He gets cloned and continues to train the heroic dog's descendants to be search and rescue canines. That part's cool.
Yeah. Now, I've got a question.
Yeah.
There's these companies now that will clone your dog after it passes away.
Yeah. I don't know about that shit, bruv.
My question is
I've seen there isn't there literally an episode of Black Mirror where like they clone or replace somebody. There's just too many horror sci-fi genre type of tropes around having someone come back, and then when they come back, they're not quite right. Something's a little off.
Yeah.
they're standing over you with a knife while you sleep, that type of thing.
Some
And it's like, I
Doodle
don't
Bob.
fucking need that in my life.
Fucking Doodle Bob from SpongeBob.
Yeah, I just don't need that shit.
Okay, but here's the crazy thing. Okay?
Yeah.
Imagine this. Imagine somebody comes to you and goes, "Hey,
Imagine.
I can clone your dog while your dog is still alive." I would pay so much money to see my dog interact with a clone of my dog. And then
You don't think it would fuck like, what if the first time you introduced him to each other, the older one dropped dead? Because there can't be two. They can't see each other because it's Back to the Future rules or whatever.
Well, at
you
least
know?
I'd have the other one.
But what if its personality is different? What if there's something off? Like the cloning thing is freaky deaky, all right? I'm not saying it shouldn't exist. I'm not scientifically educated enough to really qualify that one way or the other. But what I do know is if you offered me a chance to clone Bruce or Bella or Harvey or Penny after they pass, I would decline that shit. It's too weird. It's too weird. There's something about life and death. The mourning process is there for a reason. It's part of our relationship with our pets that we all know we have to go through. It's what makes the relationship so special. It's why it's the year of the dog. And if you fuck with that, man, I don't know. It's just pet cemetery shit.
You bring up two good points. Number one, if you died and they cloned you, I wouldn't just be like, "Oh, cool, it's Ross," and act normally around you. You're not fucking Ross.
See?
Some random fucking guy who just looks like you.
Any of my experiences or feelings or who the fuck knows what
So
his
why the
problem
fuck would
is?
it be? Just because you can't talk to the dog, we're like, "Oh, look, it's the exact same fucking
Yeah,
dog."
you know it's not, though. That's what's weird about it. That's what's so weird about it, dude. I couldn't do that shit. Nah.
Secondly, I lived down the street growing up from a lady. She had this little Pomeranian named Susu, and Susu died.
Oh, God.
Sad.
Sad.
And so then, like a year later,
R.I.P.
I was
Susu.
I was walking by and I looked over and I was like, "Oh, so cute. What's the dog's name?" She got a new dog. His name was Susu.
No, bro. No. Didn't even throw a 2 on the end?
No, she didn't call it Tutu.
Susu 2.0.
Susu Tutu.
Come on, man.
Nope. She
Nah,
called the dog Susu.
Listen, you got to throw a 2 on the end. I'm sorry. At a minimum. And even that is some tacky shit. Like, don't throw a 2 on the end. Name it something fucking different because it's a different goddamn animal. And that isn't how recovery works. What?
Why would you name the dog the same name?
The funniest fucking shit, though. Oh. I'm just going to say this, man. People who marry people with the same fucking name as them, y'all are something else.
Like it's like seeking that out or just by happenstance?
I don't give a fuck one way or the other. It's weird. You tell me you could run around all day yelling Jared? Hey, Jared, do me this. Jared, do that. Jared, bend over. You couldn't do that.
Well, I feel like
Nah.
I feel like if it's like two people, oh, Jamie and Jamie, Taylor and Taylor, like I feel like you'd get nicknames, right?
God, I hope so. And I hope they're just the cutest.
Okay.
I'm just saying I couldn't do it with Ross. I couldn't fuck a Ross.
Well, luckily your name is William, so why don't you just call them William?
Just yelling out my own name during sex.
You already do that.
I don't-
You yell out your own name when you spank my tight little ass.
I don't know if I want to live that life. You know? It's not for me, Jared. The double name couples. Something weird about that. It's like cloning in a way. They're congruent, parallel,
I feel like one's
related,
one is slapping God in the face, and the other one is
mildly awkward.
mildly coincidental. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That's just. I'm saying it would fuck up like the relationship way, way before it could get serious for me. I'm not saying I wouldn't try it. If I was single in the past and there was a Ross out there that was appealing to me, but it never happened, and I'm telling you, it would destroy the relationship for me. Just having the same name it's a deal breaker. It's a hard line.
So you're telling me the first question you'd ask on a first date
Is what's your name?
Wait,
Is your name Ross?
Okay.
No, it's.
I'm
Jennifer.
imagining now, like, you have the easiest first question ever. What's your name? No, I would say the most common opening question ever.
That's a good first date.
But instead of asking what's your name, you would ask, is your name Ross?
Yo, are you allowed to ask somebody how old they are on a first date? Or is it like with business? Where
No, you ask them when they
legally-
graduated college, and then you do the mental math. Then they say when they graduated college, you go, all right, I'll be right back. You go to the bathroom, you take out your phone, you calculate it, and then you figure out how old they are.
I've never thought about this, but it makes sense that the boomers installed anti-ageism into the corporate workplace because it was fucking them so violently that they didn't know how to use computers. But now it is weird as hell that you cannot ask someone who you're hiring or interviewing their age.
I mean, you can find it out so easily.
I know, but it's weird that you can't just fucking ask.
Okay, this is the same thing we were talking about earlier with Zillow. It's like you can find out exactly what somebody's home costs now on Zillow, so it should be normal to ask it. I can find out exactly how old you are from your resume.
It's easier to find out how much you paid for your house than it is to find out your age.
Assuming that everybody graduates high school at 18 and college at 22, it's pretty easy.
That's a crazy assumption. I didn't even graduate college at 22.
Okay, well, I would do both.
And I'm the smartest man alive. I graduated at 23, and that was a miracle. It should have been at least 24. But wait, what was the point?
You said ageism is...
Oh, yeah. That shit is
good.
Weird. Nah, I'm just saying you should be able to ask. If people don't hire you based on age alone, that should be illegal. That's fucking crazy and weird. But you need to know people's age for, to know them.
Okay, you bring
right?
up,
what? It's just weird.
You bring up a good legal point. I think the reason why I think you're allowed to ask how old they are, but then if they don't get hired, then you're fucked because you'd say, I told them how old I was. They didn't hire me because of how old I was. If you don't ever ask it, then they can't use that against you.
It's just sad that we got to that point. I get that you can't sit down and be like, and what race are you or whatever. I get there's certain things you should not be asking people in a job interview for certain reasons. The age one doesn't make sense to me anymore.
Can you ask them what their favorite conspiracy theory is?
But I do get why the boomers installed it. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. You can ask people all types of crazy shit. What's your 5-year plan? Holy crap, what? 5-year plan? Does anybody even have one now? Didn't we just delete all those collectively as a society over the past 2 years?
Imagine you spent 3 months making your 5-year plan and you finished in February of 2020.
What are your strengths? Oh, fuck. That is such a broad question, dude. What are your strengths? Does anybody even give a shit what the answers are? Have you ever asked somebody that question and had them tell you something that made you go, you know what? Holy shit. Okay, that's a great fucking answer. No, it's always boring as hell. People are like, I'm very timely. I'm considerate. I have a great big cock. And you're just like, what is this? It's boring.
No, here's what you say. If you're ever in an interview, somebody says, what are your strengths? Make sure your hands are at your side. Make sure they can't see your hands. And you say, I'm really good at clandestinely taking pictures of people's feet. Because then they're going to look at your hands, go, oh, fuck, I can't see his hands right now. What's he doing? Is he taking pictures of my feet? And then they're going to look. And then when they look, you're doing the fucking ring circle game.
And you clock them in the shoulder.
You're doing the fucking circle game and you clock them in the shoulder.
And say, gotcha, bitch.
You would get hired on the spot.
If they don't hire you, they're morons. And you don't need to work at that company anyway, man. Because they're not forward thinking enough if they don't get that shit. That's future speak right there.
And then the guy dives across the table, links on your circle game, and then he gets to punch you.
Conversely, I recommend you keep your hands above the table at all times like Ron Burgundy so that they know at no point suspect you of taking pictures of their feet or masturbating yourself.
We should do interview tips soon because you and I know a lot about interviews.
We're doing them right now.
Well, we should do more because you said, if the bottom of your palms is ever lower than your shoulders, you're fucking up.
And you and I have had 3 jobs collectively between the two of us in our entire lives, so we're the best people possible to give advice on interview questions, just like we're the best people possible to give advice on first dates.
I have done many job interviews. I think I've gotten every job I've applied for minus one, but that guy was a jerk.
I've never really done a job interview. Never. Not one. Not a single one, dude.
Really?
I've just watched a lot of movies.
I would say I have done 2 job interviews, two actual legit ones. I only got one of the 2.
I technically did one. It just wasn't. It wasn't a job. I had done cocaine with a guy in college, and when I was high, I told him I wanted to be a writer. And so he called me because he needed a writer. That's how I got my fucking
interview.
only job I got ever hired at, ever.
It's kind of an
The other
interview.
one was a kid. I went to middle school. His dad was the CEO. So I know a lot about job interviews. And
What job was that?
I've also...
Did you sell cars?
Nah, I organized geometric data tapes in a warehouse, which is the same. Yeah, I mostly got high there too.
What the fuck does that even mean? What's a geometric data tape?
I was in a dark place, man. It was a fucked up period of my life. That was the days where I watched Brokeback Mountain on a mattress on the floor of my dad's apartment on a portable DVD player. That was... I can so vividly remember laying there just like, what the fuck have I done to my life? I had blown it up so bad. I was laying there on the floor of this man's apartment on a mattress. I'm watching the only DVD I could find. It's Brokeback. I can't quit you.
It's a portable DVD player.
Yeah, that's the worst part. It's like, honestly, that's a great movie.
It's like 3 inches by 3 inches. They're so small.
It's comically small. It's the size of a PlayStation, like the original PlayStation, except instead of putting the disc in, you fold it up, and that's where you watch the screen. It's just, it was something, for sure, something.
And then you woke up the next day and went and sorted geometric data tapes. So
Yeah.
can you explain what that is?
Then I went to jail a lot. I had to go report to my probation officer a lot. That was weak, dude. I was having to take piss tests all the time. I was failing them.
You're never going to tell me what a geometric data tape is, are you?
No, bro. It's when they take, when the scientists, like, at the beginning of Jurassic Park, shoot that thing into the ground, and it takes like an X-ray of the Earth. Oil companies do that on a really big scale to try to find oil in the ground, and they have all this geometric data that's the geography and geometry combined under the word geometric, I believe, the Greek root. And anyway,
Is it geometric or geological? Like, what are you looking for here?
I don't know, man. It's geometric is all I know, you know? And those tapes got to be organized, bro, because this was before the internet.
How did you sort them?
The job wasn't before the internet. I played internet video games most of the day at the job instead of doing the job. But I'm talking addictinggames.com, mini putt for the most part. But the tapes were made before the internet, and they needed to be organized. And that's why I came in.
Dude, can you imagine that today's like Gen Z and below don't understand the beauty of flash games?
Or tapes of any fucking kind. VHS, car tapes. When I was a little kid, bro, we listened to, what were those even called? Cassette tapes.
Yeah, cassette tape.
Cassette tapes. That was a very real part of my life for my childhood. It's fucking weird.
And we like, even when I was in high school, like I didn't have an aux cord for a while. So I had a CD booklet. I'd have my CDs. I didn't get an aux cord till 2008, 8 or 9. So like I played CDs.
Yeah, I made a ton of burned CDs back in the day.
I love burning CDs. That was fun. The second if it finishes,
you know how many
and you're like,
MP3s I stole off fucking LimeWire and then burned onto a CD? So many. Come at me, FBI.
and then everybody has the few songs that always were labeled incorrectly. Like everybody still thinks the song "Better Days" is by Sublime because of LimeWire. I've seen better days.
Who does sing that song?
Citizen Cope.
Fuck that song.
Or
It is
something?
not Citizen Cope.
Citizen Kane. Rosebud.
Absolutely.
Okay, Better Days song is by... Okay, there's so many songs called Better Days that it would... Okay, it's called I've Seen Better Days.
All right, nobody cares enough
No,
to
they do.
actually wait now.
Citizen King.
Citizen King. Great. Really good piece
And
of
the
knowledge
bottom
there.
drops out.
And the bottom drops out. I've seen... Damn it, now it's going to be stuck in everybody's head, Jared. Why'd you do this to us? Why? We'll move on to another segment and see if that'll save us. Today's episode of RBP is also brought to you by Birddogs. Birddogs have completely changed the game. Birddog shorts, pants, and joggers are made from the finest high-quality material and come with built-in liners that cradle your stovepipe for all-day comfort. Who the fuck likes being uncomfortable? It's time to upgrade to the shorts and pants of the future. Your balls will thank you. And guess what? When you go to birddogs.com and enter promo code Ross, they're going to throw in a dad hat like this one in my hand right here. This very hat came with my most recent order of Bird Dogs. Birddogs.com, code Ross, and boom, free Bird Dogs dad hat with your pair of Bird Dogs. Get in there today, birddogs.com, code Ross, free dad hat with your order. You will not take these things off, I promise you. I've got some insane headlines of the day. Since the world is a vampire set to drain, we need some happiness in our lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've got a little bit for you. First headline, teen who collapsed in bedroom has life saved by gamer friend 5,000 miles away. This is a British teenager who had a seizure while gaming. His life was saved by a woman 5,000 miles away who was playing online with him. Aidan Jackson from Widnes in Cheshire, I'm assuming that's somewhere in the UK, was alone in his room. His mom was downstairs, but the only person with any indication of what was happening to him when he collapsed was Raven, a woman in Texas who was playing with him. So the quick thinking of Raven, who searched online for the proper authorities to call after Aiden fell silent and began gasping, ended up saving his life. She calls the police. They arrive at his home 40 minutes after the then 17-year-old fell silent, surprising his mom, who was still unaware of the situation, that he was upstairs in a condition that was medically bad. So they actually, anyway, saves his life. They end up meeting in person, I think 2 years after the fact. Like they met recently, and that's why the story is reemerging. But yeah, just fucking wild. Gamers are a hilarious representation of the internet, which is a hilarious representation of humanity on the whole. There have been countless friendships and relationships born of gaming, lives saved, money raised, millionaires made, and yet it is also a toxic wasteland of senseless shit-talking, homophobia, racism, and every form of sophisticated bigotry known to man. Like, I have at least a few friends I've barely spent any time in real life with or never met in person, period. Just gaming homies. A few in the listenership, for sure. But I also do regularly encounter, like, just the dumbest shit. Just the dumb. I play a lot of Apex Legends, and I love it. I'm a huge, huge fan. I'm pretty good. Not bad. I made Diamond before the rank changes. I'm working through Gold currently. The Apex community, as far as gaming goes, is not too bad. Like, when I used to play Counter-Strike way back in the day, holy hell, it was really, really, really bad. Like, the amount of racist names you would come across, the amount of people just yelling slurs
I'm
through
surprised
their microphone, the whole match.
Yeah. How have they not banned the name Obama from gamer tags yet? Because I've come across hundreds of Obama-themed gamer tags.
There are a
and
lot.
None of them have ever been positive.
And also just, like, let it go. Change your gamer tag. It's over. Like, it's not even
he hasn't
fun
been
anymore.
president for
It's
a very long
irrelevant.
time.
Stop making that reference and joke. It's just weird. But yeah, I still come across shit like at least once a gaming sesh where I'm like, okay, this name is inappropriate and shouldn't exist because the children, you know?
They're our future.
The children are the future, Jared, and we have to reach these kids. Anyway, the community's not too bad on Apex, but there's still Nazis and psychos who blame everything on everyone else. Angry gamers. They're like angry golfers, but worse. Much worse. The jackass who, if you're playing like Call of Duty, he runs out and just gets murdered, and this happens every game, and he's screaming at you like you've done something wrong because you're not up there with him dead. What the fuck's wrong with that
That's
guy?
literally what Handjob Swag does every time.
What the hell is wrong with him? Learn from your damn mistakes, sir. How many times are you going to run out in the open and get absolutely torched, then yell at us for not being up there with you? Dumbass, we're still back here trying to find ammo.
Yeah.
We just finished up this other fight. You weren't even a part of it. What the fuck are you doing over there? You thought you were going to kill all three of them dudes by your fucking self? You. The guy who's never done that. You, sir. Today was going to be the day. After the 100 days we played together before. What the fuck? That guy he's just got, there's something about him. He's not able to process that information. I am this guy on Warzone, actually.
Yeah, you'd never make it as a real soldier.
Nope. Absolutely not. There's too many issues. Too many things can go wrong. You know, often my contacts bother me and I can't really see. You know, that's not going to go well on the battlefield.
It'd probably make you get LASIK.
I'm also just tall and gangly. I feel like I'm shootable.
You're wide. Yeah, you're a big target.
You know what I mean? Like you know how people say you're punchable? My frame, there's just a lot to, when it's clothed, there's just it's not good. It's not what you
the
want.
Clothes don't really matter. I don't think they're going to celebrate if they just hit your clothes.
On the battlefield out there. When
I hit his clothes!
The hypothetical soldier in my mind.
I got a hole in his joggers!
Anyway, that guy gaming sucks.
Uh-huh.
That blames everyone else for everything. Like, you fucking suck. Bro, maybe you fucking suck. If everyone sucks, maybe it's you that sucks, bruv. Gaming community.
Facts.
They're out there. They're getting it. Today's episode is also brought to you by MeUndies.
Yes!
Some days you just get your ass kicked out there, and there's no better refrain from the beatings life throws your ass's way than to make sure your ass is covered by the finest undies available to woman or man. MeUndies is here to help you take a break from the hardships of the world and give yourself a soft summer. You know, we like to stay soft for the weekend here. We're staying soft all summer long with MeUndies. When you're cocooned in the softest and most breathable undies, loungewear, and swimwear known to humanity, all your other problems will simply melt away. I've been wearing MeUndies for like 5 years. All right, since back when they first sponsored the show years ago. I'm wearing a brand new pair right now. Nothing like them. Super excited to have them back on board as a sponsor because the comfort of these undies is unmatched. The loungewear and the swimwear are phenomenal too. The best, Jerry, the best, and the RBP gang deserves to enjoy the finest things in life like the comfort of MeUndies. And let's face it, summer is sweaty, but your butt doesn't have to be. With MeUndies light and breathable micromodal fabric, you can stay comfy and cool all summer long. They have super fun seasonal prints, a ton of styles to choose from, sizes XS, extra small through 4XL, so you can bring the beach to your butt without ever leaving your living room. If you do dare to brave the heat and venture to the pool or beach, check out their new and improved swimwear styles. They're soft, stretchy, and sustainably made. I'm going to the beach in Mexico next month. You better believe I'm bringing MeUndies swimwear for maximum comfort. Make it a soft summer. With MeUndies, MeUndies has a great offer for the RBP gang. For any first-time purchasers, you get 15% off. If you sign up for their free-to-join membership, you can apply that 15% off to their already discounted membership prices. So to get 15% off your first order and 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/RBP. That's MeUndies.com/RBP. MEUNDIES.com/RBP. We got sent a DM from a listener that Jared shared with me. It said, "Too trash or not trash for RBP? 1, rolling joints on the toilet. 2, blowing your nose in toilet paper and then wiping your ass with it."
I've said to Ross, I was like, Ross, this dude clearly just did both of those things and then DM me while sitting on the toilet.
Yeah, so first off, it's amazing that both those thoughts occurred to him while he was doing them. Like, he rolled a joint, smoked it while he took a shit, got too high, blew his nose, then wiped with the same toilet paper, then DM'd us before standing up. That's what happened. Secondly, it truly amazes me some of the shit people think of, and then they think, now I have to share this with Ross and Jared. Speaking of which, we're doing an additional episode this week on Patreon to thank those of you supporting the show on Patreon. That episode will be comprised of hotline calls from 888-WR Bolen and Jared and I's responses to them. Patreon, the only place you're getting hotline calls. I'll read a DM every now and then here, but you're only getting hotline calls on Patreon, baby.
I'll give my thoughts. Number 1, rolling joints on the toilet. I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, if you're taking a long dump and you want to roll a joint, just whatever. Who cares? Like, you're in your privacy of your own home.
Yeah, I don't care.
You have to be
I
at your
see
own
the
home.
argument.
You have to be at your own home. You can't just go to a public restroom and roll a joint down the toilet.
That'd be a lot cooler if you did. But in my opinion, like, there's a lot of people out there who say, like, you shouldn't even have a beverage in the bathroom. You shouldn't take your coffee in there. You shouldn't put your toothbrush near the toilet. And it's like, yeah, I get it. Yeah. Shut up, though, germaphobe. Like, let us live out here. We're just trying to shit with our coffee in our hand. I'm taking my coffee in there, man. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the weed in there. What's going to happen to the weed? Is it going to get shit flakes in it? I'm going to smoke the shit. Is that what you're telling me? There's probably shit in there already. Isn't there kind of just shit everywhere?
Yeah.
Right?
Facts.
Big facts. So, yeah. I'm not going to lie to you. I've never rolled a joint on the toilet, but I have 100% wiped with toilet paper that I just blew my nose into.
What? Why are you using?
So the way I see it, and I guarantee you this gentleman saw it too, like-minded thinkers we are, is that one, like, your asshole is not being further desecrated with snot. Like, that's not a thing. Nobody's worried about whether or not you've got snot on your asshole. They're worried about what else there could be around, mostly poop-related fragmentations. But there's nobody is worried. Like, that's just that's worst case scenario is that you've blown your nose and created so much mucus in that blow that you're going to be wiping that into your ass. It's like, I don't know, grab the paper from the other side, make it fucking work somehow. Like, be strategic with your shit.
I'm gonna assume you used one piece of toilet paper to blow your nose in. Why can't you?
Like one single square?
Yes.
Fuck no. No, I am a total piece of shit when it comes to paper use, dude. Like paper towels, you know how they have that little divider? Who the fuck is using that one little bitty ass little rip there? That little,
because I'm saving the world.
What are you doing there? What are you wiping? One finger? Your pinky? That's crazy. I need more. More. At least 3 of those. Every time.
3 of those is 1.5 sheets.
I am admitting this is a bad thing about me. It's a very bad habit.
Yeah.
But I use a lot of toilet paper. Even if I'm blowing my nose, I don't go one square because that's not enough paper to maneuver in the way I need to control my beak, you know? So,
what's your preferred tissue brand of choice?
Soft as possible.
Like,
but I don't want I don't want all this leftover particles.
That's the worst.
Fuck all that. What is that?
I've always wondered what the shit that is. Where's that come from?
I don't know. It's always other people's Kleenex that has it though. It's never mine, never yours. It's never somebody you know. It's always a bad situation.
Kleenex?
Puffs
Plus?
I don't know what the hell that is, but it leaves fragments, and if I'm leaving fragments behind, we got a problem. Also, you got to be careful about toilet paper with this. There's like toilet paper that's like scented and shit. You can't be blowing your nose with that toilet paper. You can't be stuffing that into your ear holes. I've done both those things. Don't do those things. You're going to sneeze more. There's shit in there. It's getting left behind. You're adding to the equation. You want to be subtracting. You want to be taking boogies and snoozies out. Well, I don't know what a snoozy is.
What if you wipe your ass and then blow your nose with the toilet paper?
Now that shouldn't be done. You should avoid that.
Trash?
Yeah, I'll say not trash to roll a joint in the toilet. Not trash to blow your nose in toilet paper and then wipe your ass. Trash to take a shit, wipe your ass, and then blow your nose with that piece of toilet paper that you just wiped out. Because, see, the problem is you're going to get poo in your nose, or on your nose, mouth, around your face, right? So you want to avoid that because that's not sanitary. It's not clean.
But it is ecological.
It's disturbing.
You are saving the world by creating less waste. So if anybody ever says to you, you create too much waste, you should ask them, hey, well, that might be true, but do you wipe your ass and then blow your nose with that toilet paper?
As long
you're
as
not
you
doing
use
as much
one of those wet wipes after and make sure you get the shit remnants off your face, I guess you can go with God. Do whatever you need to do, you know?
What would you do if you were in a porta potty and you took a dump and it was like a messy one and there was no toilet paper? And it's the only porta potty around. There's no other one. What do you wipe with?
How many people right now you think are thinking to themselves, I hope Ross asks him, what's a messy one? You know? A lot?
Like one that would require at least 10 wipes.
Why does that happen sometimes, though? I'm always disappointed in my asshole.
It's got to be diet.
I'm like, what the hell, dude? How come sometimes it's just a clean shoot I don't even need but one wipe? And sometimes it's a fucking bloodbath down there. I got to go in with mop buckets and dude wipes and all kinds of crazy tools.
Chris Pratt, he talked about this once, and he said it's like a felt tip marker down there. You wipe and it's like the marker just painted a little bit of brown.
Why is this always the thing we end up talking about though? Now bidet guys yelling in the background, just get a bidet, shut the fuck up.
Well, you have a water pick. You can use that as a bidet.
We're making the water pick joke again about that being a bidet.
Which we had a listener.
Some guy DM'd and said you can use it as a power washer for your shower.
Listener Graham so now we have bidet, toothbrush, and grout cleaner.
Mini grout cleaner for your shower or bathroom area.
You know what? I'm going to create...
How about that?
This is the best idea I've ever had in my entire life. So you know how like setting kids up for success in trade jobs is a big thing right now?
Sure.
I'm going to buy a bunch of water picks, rebrand them, and I'm going to have J-Bones Lil Power Washers. It is.
You're gonna do child labor.
It is no. It is a training kit to train your child to become a power washer, which is a great job, great trade job. Makes a lot of money. So it's a water pick, and they'll power wash little areas of the home, and it teaches them, number 1, work ethic. Number 2, how to power wash. That's it.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, the kid that goes around the neighborhood power washing for money, fuck that kid. That kid comes by my house, does my power washing, we're gonna have a problem. I want to power wash. That's a joy. That's a nut moment. Just fucking line by line, cleaning off a good piece of concrete in your driveway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
that's a beautiful thing. A man needs those moments when he's older in life. But if children don't understand and they're taking our shit, it's like in True Detective. You don't fucking cut another man's grass.
Yeah, but if he came over and asked you that, clearly you've been slacking. So it's not really his fault.
No, they go door to door no matter what. They'll find something to power wash. And what they're trying to do is power wash that coochie. You got to watch out for those kids.
You're telling me that
A buddy of mine's wife got
banged?
turned out by the fucking local power wash kid. Nah, not really.
How old is he?
I don't know. I'm just joking. Today's episode is also brought to you by MyBookie. A lot of baseball in a baseball season. 162 games can feel like a grind. I like to put the excitement back into each and every game with MyBookie. They've got run lines, money lines, and props galore. Nobody gives you more opportunities to win than MyBookie. Getting started is simple. Deposit $300 and play with $200 instantly. Just use promo code RBP to claim a MyBookie deposit bonus. Whether you're a diehard fan or a newcomer to the sport, never been a better time to join the MyBookie family and enjoy the rest of the baseball season by placing bets on the games. What makes games more fun to watch? Everybody who knows sports knows betting on them is the thing that makes them more fun to watch, other than obviously consuming profuse amounts of alcohol. Go ahead and sign up today using code RBP to secure your first deposit bonus up to $1,000 with MyBookie. Whatever you put in, they'll meet you halfway, all the way up to $1,000. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie today. Go to MyBookie.ag, MyBookie.com. Use promo code RBP to secure that deposit bonus today and make baseball season as exciting as it can possibly be by putting some money on that shit.
You got to make it exciting somehow, be honest.
You do. It's a long season. I assume, I don't know, because I'm not on there anymore, but I assume today is rough on Facebook. But frankly, when is it not? Like, it's just, what a mess. Zuckerberg just wanted to get his dick sucked, and now every time my aunt applies a Band-Aid to her elbow scab, there are hundreds and hundreds of people who have to hear about it somehow. Like, it's just, it's not right. There is no worse time on Facebook, though, than after a tragedy, other than, like, during an election or a war. It's all the time.
All those things are right now.
All the time. There is no good time on Facebook in 2022. 0 good days. You know how we say stack good days? Facebook's motto is no good days. Every day will be destroyed here.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
They have one of those signs that's like 0 days since the last good day. But instead of it being marker, it's just printed.
Wouldn't it be since their inception? So we'd be like 16 years since their last good day?
True, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, Facebook's fucked. What about TikTok? What's going on over there? We've been blowing up, so I haven't had as much time to pay attention to the current trends.
No, I sent you a trend. I had a live video fed to me.
What was it?
It was of that chick who was
feed it to you.
It was the chick who was it was a TikTok stream, and every time you donated her money, she would stick her body into her washing machine.
Oh yeah, this was some real shit. So it was
a stream disguised as her fixing her washing machine.
It wasn't disguised as diddly fucking squat. She literally would turn around to the camera and be like, "All right, pay more money, so I'll go bend over and put my ass up in the air while I'm inside that washing machine."
She did say she was fixing it.
She wasn't fixing it.
But she said it. She was. That's the veil.
I'm just saying, no one watching was like, "She's really fixing it. I'm rooting for her to finish that job."
Okay, well, this brings up a good point. I'm going to start J-Bone's new Lil Washing Machine Repairman series.
That shit was weird, though, seeing like... And here's the beauty of that. If you're listening and you're like, who gives a fuck? It has to fit through TikTok's filters to be allowed. All right, if you're wondering, like, well, why don't women just get on there and strip? Or why don't dudes do horny J-Bone dances or whatever? Yeah, those will get caught in the filter. It's just beautiful because of the pretend. She's fixing the washing machine. She's not doing anything wrong. What? She's fixing the washing machine? And you have a problem with those shorts? Is it the shorts? Guess they could say it's the shorts. the lack of
They were leggings, but
leggings. They were leggings. You're right. Now I can see it in my head. Thank you. Needed the visual. But yeah, no, it's a fucked up world out there
It is.
on the TikTok.
but we're
you don't
crushing
even
it
know.
right now.
You don't even know. I do know everything Bieber does on there is lame. Bieber picks the laziest trends and amplifies them. I get the strategy, Bieber. I respect it, but it's lame.
Mm-hmm.
Benny Blanco is one of my favorite follows. I like that guy.
He's
I like
good.
that dude. Just like him. You know? Yeah. Speaking of social media, I don't know if I like how on Twitter now it checks me and makes me check myself before I can tell people to go fuck themselves or eat shit on Twitter. How it's like, are you sure you want to send this tweet? I typed it. I pressed send. What do you think, Elon? Yeah, I want to send the tweet. What, do they go review those on a list or something? Is there somebody who's going to determine whether or not it was okay that I told this person to eat shit?
Who did you tell to eat shit?
A lot of people. I've told a lot of people to eat shit. And I guess if they report me, I could get in trouble for that kind of talk, is what they're telling me.
No,
Hey, they're saying you can say this, but if that person reports your ass, you might get in trouble.
Yeah.
Feels a little weird.
They're just looking out for you.
Is that what Elon's upset about? Is that why he's buying it? Trying to buy it? Is he still buying it? Does anyone even care? Do we?
Heard he's buying a lot of horses.
For what?
But, yeah. It's,
What?
you know the allegations against Elon?
Oh,
Tried to trade a handy for a horse?
Yeah, that's a high price for a hand job. A horse?
Those are expensive.
It's like one of those things. I get it. That's very wrong and degrading. But it's one of those things. It's like, whoa, what the fuck? You would give me a horse for a hand job? If Elon Musk told you, yo, if you crank me off, I'll give you a horse, would you think about it? Would you, Jared? A horse.
I don't think I
dude.
could get into that situation.
I don't know. I feel like if he saw me, he might be immediately drawn to try to get me to give him a hand job
Potentially.
for a horse.
It's possible.
He's a weird cat.
Yeah, I mean, that's facts.
Yeah. Horse. How do you even come up with some shit like that?
I don't know.
Like that's the thing about that story. How many hand jobs have you bought when you get to the point where you're offering a horse for one? You've bought too many hand jobs. You've stopped even wanting to pay for them with money. Now you're dishing out farm animals in exchange for hand jobs. A horse. A fucking horse? To get tugged off? A horse. Wow. Why not a cow?
Well, why not just the amount of money I could buy a horse?
I guess because it's sadder to say, like, I'll give you $30K to touch my penis than it is to say, I'll give you a horse to touch my penis. It makes it seem more, legitimate and classy. I'm going to give you $30,000 to crank my cock until I finish versus I'll give you a horse for a hand job. I might say yes to that.
Well,
a horse?
He lives in our city, so.
I don't have to look at him. I'm not going to look at him while I do it. Right? If I had to, all right, that's, okay. If you had to jerk off Elon Musk, how do you go about accomplishing that? You have to. Because you're a stewardess on his flight.
Oh, you have, okay, yeah.
You have no choice. How do you go about doing it? In a way that's least damaging to you. I assume it's damaging to jerk off Elon.
I don't think, I mean, I think I would politely.
You got to look away. Step one, Jared. You look away. All right? You don't look at it.
Uh-huh.
Definitely don't look directly into it. You look away, for sure. What else? I don't know if there's much else you can do. Hold your nose, maybe? Eliminate any smell factor? Shut your eyes, look away, hold your nose, and work quickly. Those are my tips if you get stuck in a situation where you have to jerk off Elon Musk. You think we can put that on TikTok? I don't think so.
I think not Twitter.
I can't believe how prude they are. I always thought like across the sea was always more forward thinking when it came to. I mean, like across the pond in Britain, how they always had
China.
like they had nudity and ads and
Yeah,
shit.
they did, yeah.
But yeah, I guess in China it's super prude.
Uh-huh. Well, you got to also remember, you have to literally, like, the whole point of TikTok is they look the other way as long as you give them plausible deniability that it's porn. So you can have these girls wearing like the skimpiest bikini ever, running around. She's dancing. She's dancing.
Yeah, well,
That's how they
I
get
like
it with it.
I like the example you already gave, which is the
washing machine. She's fixing her washing machine.
I think they do care, and they would get rid of it if they knew how to do it without being sexist. Because how do you just now? What, women can't wear bikinis on there? It's a boring. ass
Instagram
social
already
media
banned
platform.
the nipple.
That's the whole reason Zuckerberg came up with this shit, bro. What do you think people got stoked on Facebook back in the day? Photo albums, people's photo albums. You'd meet a person in college, you'd go to Facebook, and you'd look through their spring break albums. You know why? Because they were wearing bathing suits in those. You could see more. That was everybody for years. And then, I don't know what the fuck y'all do now. They just watch each other dance on TikTok half naked.
There you go.
Boom shakalaka. It's everybody. And how the fuck do they determine who they try to get us to follow, by the way? How does that work?
It's the algorithm. It knows what you like.
Yeah, but does it know what I like within TikTok, or does it know what I like everywhere?
Everywhere.
Oh, fuck. Okay, well, it makes more sense
I
then.
mean, that's why you're getting so many furry videos.
A lot of furries. A lot of MILFs.
Furry MILFs.
Furry MILFs. It's getting out of hand in there. It's out of control. Anyway. Yeah, we literally, though, the RBP account just gets served horny chiropractors and MILF content all day, man. Like, I cannot even scroll through there and gain random knowledge anymore. It's just too horny. People need to chill. It's 2H on the timeline. I get that there's probably a reason for everything that pops up on that timeline between the however many people have access to that account at this point, scrolling through different shit. What I don't get is how any of us activated horny chiropractor TikTok. It is beyond my knowledge base to understand how that happened.
It's like ASMR combined with sex.
I'm going to explain this one more time. It's watching a chiropractor do chiropractic work on a woman who is very curvy and voluptuous in a way that causes each crack and pop to be a sexual experience. I don't know how else to put it. And it's fucking a whole damn segment of that app. There is a segment of that app. It's the first time, I've always said this about the internet. There's a piece of the internet for everybody. It's the first time I've seen that happen with the social media, though, where you can literally find a TikTok page dedicated to any fucking thing you can think of in your mind right now.
Including Formula One, at Formula Bone.
At Formula Bone, it's very true. But like I'm trying to think, if you're a librarian and you wanted to find librarian TikTok, I bet you it is massive.
Mm-hmm.
And I have never even seen anything from that.
We
It's just
stay
me
off
making
of
it up.
podcaster TikTok is for sure.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a place we want to be.
No.
Just like that bar you tried to invent earlier with podcast microphones. for
Rate and
cups.
review?
Rate and review. You should rate and review our show, though, wherever you listen, whether it be Apple Podcasts or Spotify or what have you. We'd appreciate 5 stars or thumbs up or whatever your app of choice offers in terms of rating. Give us the highest rating. Write some nice things about the show. We appreciate you. That would be awesome. Shout out to our sponsors again for today, Talkspace, Birddogs, MeUndies, and MyBookie. URLs and codes for them will be in the details of this episode. Go to bolenmedia.com/shop to get yourself some RBP merch, some Formula Bone merch, some Bone Zone merch. We got mouse pads. We got coffee cups. We got hats. We got shirts. We got crew neck sweaters, we got hoodies, all kinds of good shit. Bolenmedia.com/shop. We're doing the TikTok comments contest still. A lot of people are participating in it now. I will continue it for another week. I'll announce the winner for this most recent one on Patreon this week, and then we've got another one coming up soon. So keep them coming on TikTok at the Ross Bolen Podcast. Comment on our videos, share them, like them, comment again, log into your other account, then comment more. Talk back and forth with your accounts. Do whatever you need to do for us to get as many comments as possible and likes as possible and shares as possible on TikTok. All the Bolen Media social media you see, whether you're a Twitter person or an Instagram person, anytime you can throw us a like or a share, or all the above, we appreciate you very much. Thank you for doing so. We're at Ross Bolen Pod on Twitter, at the Ross Bolen Podcast on Instagram, at Jared Borslow on Twitter and Instagram, at Formula Bone, everywhere. Jared and I'll be back Friday with another ad-free exclusive show available only to those on patreon.com/Ross Bolen Podcast. And this week, we have a surprise Thursday hotline episode that we'll be dropping as well. Jared and I are recording it tomorrow. I don't know if it'll drop tomorrow, but 2 episodes coming this week on Patreon. The Hotline Call episode and your every week ad-free Friday episode. Until next time, peace be with you and also with you.